and how is everyone doing today? It is time for our post-publishing power moves. We are on day 21, and I want to say thank you for hanging in with me for these 30 days of post-publishing power move series. And I wanted to say that, we've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for 21 days. Praise the Lord. And I wanted to say, welcome back to Post Publishing Power Moves. I am Sharice N. Johnson Moore, and today is day 21. Day 21, we're going to be talking about hosting live Q&As and virtual meetups. Okay? Hosting live Q&As and virtual meetups. If you've ever wondered how to go deeper with your readers and create authentic connections beyond the pages, this is the strategy you've been waiting for. Live Q&A and meetups are powerful ways to turn casual readers into loyal fans and loyal fans into lifelong supporters of your mission and your work. So let's go ahead and deep dive into today's topic, okay? And you may be wondering, why do I need to do live Q&As, right? And I'm going to tell you this. It gives readers direct access to you. Okay? It gives the reader direct access to you. It builds trust and shows you care about their input. It opens the doors to a deeper conversation. It opens doors to deeper conversations with the people that's buying your books, okay? Because, like I keep saying, if they not going, if you don't have a connection with your audience, no one's going to purchase it. No one's going to purchase it. Yeah, the hype is there and all that, but after you've done your big launch of, showing everybody what the book look like, and you have your virtual launch or your in-person event, you want to cultivate your relationship with your readers. Okay, virtual meetups build community. Virtual meetups build community. Now, I can't emphasize this enough, that as authors, we must learn how to use these applications for our business, okay? Or you will be paying somebody else to do it for you, okay? Learn to use Zoom, StreamYard, Facebook. I use Riverside. All of these apps have live features on them. LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, fan base, okay, what's the other one? Lemonade. Learn how to cultivate these applications, because I always tell authors, do not get stuck on one app. Do not get stuck on one app or one way to doing things. Be versatile. I am on all of these apps that I call out. I have 2 Facebook pages. I have Facebook. I have TikTok. I have Twitter. I have LinkedIn. I got Instagram. I got fan base. What else? I do use Zoom. I used to use StreamYard, but now I use Riverside. And it's another one called Ecamm. Riverside, StreamYard, and Ecamm are the equivalent to Zoom. So if you know how to use Zoom, you can also use those applications for your virtual events. Okay? Make it real simple. Create a Zoom room and invite people that have purchased your book to have private conversations with you. Or you could say, you could use these applications for your book club. Start your own book club about your book. Okay. And every time someone purchases a book, you send them, okay, well, I'm having a book, I have a book club, and meet on Zoom once a month to see where you are progressing in the book, or we having Q&A. It's going to be fun. It's going to be asking questions like you you ask questions of your audience, or your audience can ask questions of you. Okay. Make it fun for them. Get some prizes or something, something that you can, something free to bring them in the room so you can, really get to, make it worth their while. I understand, they purchased your book, okay? They supported you. Now it's time for you to support your audience. Sometimes you have to go above and beyond, like I said before, when it comes to your book, when it comes to keeping people in the loop, right? So readers meet other readers. That's part, community grows beyond you. Community is so important beyond you. And then it creates belonging around the book or the brand. It creates longing around the book or the brand. And you keep them always talking about the talk about your ups and your downs. Talk about what made you write the book. Give them a private interview. Give them a private session where they can sit down and actually get to know you as a person, not just as an author. Okay. And a content gold mine. Questions from the readers, like I said, future blog posts, social media content, and book ideas. Okay, I've been seeing this one author on TikTok, and they pick a question every day for their readers to ask. They pick a question maybe 3 questions a week, and they will post that on their TikTok page. They say question of the day, day 15. What didn't you like about the book? Or what did you think about this character? Or what did you think about chapter 7? Those kind of questions. Engagement gives insight into what readers really want from you. So think of like you put a question out every day on a certain day of the week to your readers that have purchased your books, and you go and ask them and you tag them in the post. You can tag people in your post and send them tag them, and then that gives them direct access to knowing what are you doing for that day also. Tag the people that have purchased your books, and they connected to you on Facebook, on any of these apps. Tag them in the post. Mention them in the post. You ever see that thing say mention on TikTok, and you put a post up there and say mention, and you're following, this person's following you on this app. Mention them in the post. Tag them on Facebook. Things like that. Keep them in the loop that they feel important and their opinion matters. Okay. The opinion matters, how to, engagement, like I said, it gives you insight. It gives you insight into what readers really want from you. How to keep engagement high. Okay. How to keep the engagement high. Prepare 3 to 5 starter questions in case the group is quiet. Create 3 to 5 starter questions, in case the group is quiet. Okay? And give your readers shout outs by name. Come on. Someone's bought your book, shout them out. Hey, Paul Wizzo. Paul Wizzo is one of my followers. He follows me on Facebook. So, hey, Paul, thank you very much for for purchasing my book. I greatly appreciate your love and support. And I want to say, get in contact with me if you want to have a private one-on-one conversation about the book, or you want to give me, let's deep dive into talking about what your interest is and what drew you to the book and things of that nature. Add fun activities. Add some activities. Don't just let them sit there, Don't let them just sit there and be like wondering when she's coming out with another book. Add some fun activities, polls, some quizzes, or giveaways, right? So that's just like I'm having the Publish Now Work Free webinar, right? And that starts in September. And one of the giveaways I'm having is I have 35 pieces of jewelry that I'm giving away, right? 35 pieces of jewelry I'm giving away, and it's a 4-day event. It's four-day event, the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. So each day I will be giving away 8 pieces, okay? 8 pieces of jewelry to whomever is in the room, and they must be in the room to win the prizes, okay, the giveaway. And so, quizzes like, let's see, out of my book, I will use as a quiz of what was the main reason I wrote my book? What was the main reason I wrote my book? And then I give A, B, C, or D. That's a quiz, A, B, C, or D, right? And so that polls. Did you like to rate the book 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, or what? And give them multiple choices along with this poll of did you like it? How did you what would you rate the book? Would you rate it 1 through 10? What didn't you like about the book? Things of that nature. And so turning meetups into opportunities. I cannot stress enough how authors must network. Authors, you got to network. You got to network. You can't just stay in a bubble and think, oh, I don't know anybody. I don't know who anybody is. Go to somebody else's book signing and meet plenty of people there. Go to other people's events. That's a good one for a meetup. Invite readers to your next book event. Invite the readers. Invite them to your course. Invite them to the coaching program you have. Invite them to what you have going on. Because as an author, you will evolve. You will become more than an author, because that's how God made us, to evolve, not just say, oh, I'm an author, that's it. Now, since me becoming an author, I have become I'm a minister, a motivational speaker, a gospel artist, executive producer of virtual and audio, producer of a podcast, of virtual shows, and there's so many other things I've had to, I've evolved into. So don't just think that you just becoming an author is that's it. This is only the beginning. It's only the beginning for you as an author. So, share resources like the pre-publication checklist or consultation link. Turn meetups into opportunities. Pre-publication checklist. I created this checklist because I see a lot of authors don't know what I see a lot of authors that do not know what to do when you first start getting into thinking about becoming an author, right? So I composed this list in order to help authors to get ready for stuff you're supposed to do before you publish this book. So many times so many times I get this question of, do I copyright my book now? Or do I copyright it later? Or when do I copyright? And when do I get the ISBN number? And do I have to turn, being an author, is it considered a business? Okay, so the way I always, in my teaching of other authors, potential aspiring first-time authors, I always insist that they create the entity first, business entity first. Create the business entity first, right? And make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, okay? Some authors are not taught, how could I say this? I see this a lot. I see authors are always write a book. Now they write the book, but they don't know nothing about this first part, about creating a business first. They don't know that they're supposed to create that business entity first. You could do that in the beginning, then do the book. Then get the, or while you're writing, create the business entity before you publish that book. Because creating that business entity always gives you the upper hand when it's time for them to ask you, what is your, you got your EIN number and all that other stuff. Now, if you need help with creating your business entity, this is where I can come in handy, okay? You can set up a free consultation with me and we'll sit down and we'll talk about, these things of creating your business entity, before you publish this book. And you also can get access to the pre-publication checklist. Okay. When you have, this consultation with me. It is so many things that I love helping authors with, that I want you to be successful. And I want you to know that your next step is to stay connected. Always stay connected. Always offer the next step to stay connected with people. The people that read your books, things like that. But I want you to be successful in the part of, let's do it right first time, and let's do, sit down, create your business, go, Secretary of State, registration, EIN, things of that nature. Everything goes in a certain order though. Everything has to go in a certain order. You can't put the cart before the horse, okay? I'm just telling y'all that. So if you need help, and you are thinking about becoming a published author, please come and sit down and have a consultation with me. I would be so glad to help you with this. And I just want to let you know that for those that are watching the replay, I do have this pre-publication checklist for $10. It is available today. And I got some bonus stuff in there for you. Got some bonus stuff, some bonus information along with this pre-publication checklist. It is only $10, okay? Only $10. All right? So I wanted to say, I thank you so much for coming in today. So here's your power move for today. Schedule your first live Q&A or virtual meetup this month. This is my challenge to you as authors. Schedule a live Q&A or virtual meetup this month. Start small, start real small. Invite your email subscribers, invite your social followers, or even just a few loyal readers. Test it, tweak it, and watch your engagement grow. Okay? So, and remember, you don't have to do this alone. I invite you to join me for the Publish Now What free webinar, where I'll show you the strategies to keep your book selling long after the launch. The registration link for that will be in the description box. And don't forget, please don't forget that the third Stand Up Authors Revival and Awards Conference, and that is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, October the 3rd through the 5th, 2025, founded by Miss Ardenae Garner, is a powerful event to connect, learn, and celebrate authors making an impact. So get your tickets at www.authorsrevival.com. That is www.authorsrevival.com. And come and glean and learn some new stuff, child. Ooh, and I'm a presenter. So come on and meet me. Come on, so we can sit down, and really get to know each other at the conference. Okay? Plus, if you like personal guidance, if you like some personal guidance, some help, during this publishing journey, you're thinking about writing a book, or you're thinking about it, or you're aspiring or first time author, and you need help with your book, schedule a one-on-one free consultation with me in the link in the description box. I always have my meetings. It is a 1-hour meeting for free. 1-hour meeting for free. Okay. So, and that link will be in the description box. Okay. This has been day 21 of the Post Publishing Power Moves. So stay tuned for more ways to build momentum and turn your book into a movement. All right, everyone. I hope and I know that you are going to have a blessed day. Bye, babies. Talk to you.